Nuclear missile ready. Nuclear missile ready. Nuclear missile ready.
Alright, let's welcome everybody. Just let me fix this. Let me fix this here. Welcome, guys. Appreciate y'all hanging out. We'll be getting into Zest versus Solar. Best to 9. I'm excited about this one. Zest arriving fashionably late, of course. He had to do his hair. Can't blame him, you know? Welcome, everybody. Thanks for tuning in this morning or wherever you're from. Okay, now it's just a matter of getting these players all set up and ready to go. Thank you, Alpha X, again for having me on, casting this lovely, great show match. I'm waiting for the AOK from Zest here. We should be able to get right into this game and already start. Best of 9. First player to 5 wins. Casters pick the first map. Loser picks from there. And we got the AOK. Zest is ready. Zest is ready, baby. Alright, this is gonna be a treat for us tonight, this morning. Alright, here we go. Best of 9. In the bottom, spawning in the pink, playing Protoss. It is Zest. Zest recently got picked up too. That's pretty awesome. In the top, in the blue, playing Zerg. Triumphant Sons Gaming, Solar. Alright, Zest is going to go for the Gateway Expand here. So I'm really happy to see Zest scouting early on. This is a map that you don't want to mess around on. You really need to do your due diligence versus Zerg because it's a close rush distance. So they can possibly hit you with an early pull or even one of those mid-game mass roach queen pulls. You're gonna have to be on your scouting from the beginning to the end of the game to not get caught off guard by Zerg. Other than that, I do think it's pretty Protoss manageable because you have a lot of choke points in the mid game that you could use for like immortal sentry pushes really well. I know Zest has been favoring the Stargate play. We just don't really know for sure if he's gonna go single Stargate 3-4 Phoenix. Is he gonna go double Stargate, you know, 6 to 8 to 10 Phoenix? Like, he has been liking the Stargate Phoenix play. We don't know which variation he's gonna actually pull out though, so it's gonna be interesting. This probe is being super annoying. Definitely. Okay, you know. Couple lings there, gonna push away that probe. Zest on top of that. Very much so. Let's see if these lings go around, maybe. Yep, these two guys might go around to try to get in the wall here. If you can get in with your lings and scout the Twilight without having to sacrifice your Overlord because you don't know if it's going to be a Stalker follow-up or a Phoenix back there, then that'll be a good scout. But Zest going around with his Adept to try to catch the lings. One of them takes a little bit of a longer path. The Gateway might be up by then, and or the Stalker might pop by then. So Zest gonna send in 2 Adepts going in through the natural here. Very nice. Might let that finish. No, he doesn't let that finish, nor does he take much damage other than the shields on one of those. So boom, he did get to scout the Robo. It looks like Zest will be going for his famous Dark Templar build here. He likes to keep these Adepts alive for when he comes in with the Dark Templar later. He kind of splits them off individually between each base while he shades into Adepts as well to harass. He does this with 3 gates usually, but I think he's going to do this with 4. Just so we can make sure we can get an Archon drop follow-up as well. And what does Solar know? Solar, he pretty much knows about the Robo. So he didn't see the Twilight. He might think it's a Robo push. But I think he might know because of the Adepts. And then the Stalker, that this could be also a Dark Templar drop. He didn't see the Twilight back there. So he's a little bit blind on the Twilight. But as long as he got spores popping up here in about a couple seconds, in which he just drops one, and he drops another one in his natural, he sees the Warp Prism. I'm pretty sure Zest dropping these Adepts, getting value. Very nice, very nice. So yeah, these Adepts are gonna protect a possible Archon merge. We'll see if these DTs are going to get sent in to the natural. This is going to be a little bit risky. He has a Spore in position already. And the Overseer is going to finish right now. Can he snipe a Queen? No, Zest is not able to snipe a Queen. And he doesn't finish the shade on the Adepts. Very nice. Saving everything. Going to get the Archons warped in here. Forcing a lot of workers. I mean, a lot of roaches out early on. Solar has to respect this, which he is. Worker count somewhat even, but Zest is not making any workers right now. Finishes the job on that Queen. Very nice. Solar got Link split off to his 3rd, so he is going to protect himself against that 2 Adept shade by. Those 2 Adepts, however, they go back home to protect the 3rd base. Shield battery coming up. Very smart move from Zest. Gonna have to protect himself from Ling run-bys possibly. And he wants to use minimal warpins back home to do so. While he focuses on the micro over here. Solar gonna push with the Lings. Not gonna find any damage. The Archons Gonna snipe 2 drones in the main. That's a 3rd drone, a 4th drone. No Spore here in the main, allowing the Warp Prism to kind of reign supreme and fly everywhere. There's also not enough queens to really push that back. And the Spore over here got relocated. So the Prism will be zoned off to the right side. But it's able to just run into the mineral lines for free pretty much. So Solar's going to have to be on point with the rotation of his units, such as the roaches and the queens, to keep this from doing a lot of damage. Might also get this creep tumor. Very nice. And that's nice. Nice vision from this observer to snipe a couple of those tumors. One of those Archons is ready to pop, but as long as he doesn't get greedy, that shield would definitely regenerate there. Alright, gonna try to get one probe, doesn't get it. Good pullback from Zest. And it looks like he's gearing up for a nice timing here. He finally got that 64 worker count that he needs. He's been doing a lot of harassment here. He's gonna get +1 and gonna move out to meet up with this Warp Prism that he has. Gonna hit a +1 timing here is Zest. I wonder what kind of damage he's gonna get done. He has sentries with a lot of energy here, and like I was saying, it's good for mortal sentry pushes in the mid game. We got small chokes here, couple force fields here, as well as here. So depending on where Zest wants to actually fight from, it's gonna be probably valuable for him. He does see the Lynx taking out this rocks, maybe prompting him for a little bit of a pullback there. He thought he was going to get attacked, which he is going to get attacked actually. And Shields is on the way, as well as Blink. Solar going to come on here and try to see what he can get done. Gonna split off and try to come from multiple angles here, but Zest, knowing what you should know on this map and protecting yourself with the force fields, pulling back here might sacrifice a good position. This is so many Roach Ravager. I don't think Zest has enough to actually fight this. He might be able to stay alive for a while, but Solar's numbers is just insane. 180 supply here, not even 9 minutes into the game. He's gonna put Zest on a real tightrope here to do some damage. He has some DCs at the top there. It looks like he sniped the Overseer, or it went too far, but hey, the third base is already taken down, and GG. Zest has to call it. Solar overwhelming the Protoss player at the third base there. Wow. Very nice, very nice. Wow, okay. Let's see what the next map is. Solar gonna take game number 1 in this best of 9. It's okay. Got 5 maps. Zest ain't gonna go down like that. Melee. Emeron. Gotta make the lobby, my peoples. Solar. Come, Solar. Alright. Go from Solar. Do we get a go from Zest? And we're ready to go. Yeah, baby! We have no downtime here in this best of 9. Zest and Solar are ready to go, ready to rock. 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A, 5A. He can attack in the matter of 1 second with 5 different control groups. Solar showing off in the lobby. Alright, we have a best of 9 here. Solar's up a game. In the top, in the blue, it is Triumphant Sun Gaming's Solar. In the bottom, in the red, it is Raise Your Edge game. Zest. Alright, let's see if Zest can pull something out of his bag here, because he's going to need to shake it off. Last time. He's pretty good against Zerg right now. You know, I haven't seen him use this Dark Templar Archon drop in a long time. Usually we see it fall out of the meta because of mass roach attacks. But as long as you're on top of your immortal production, and if you maybe even add a second robo when you realize that it's possible that they're gonna come attack you eventually, because you force them to make so many roaches that eventually they don't want those roaches. They're gonna trade those roaches. Zest being really annoying, denying this spawning pool 2 times. He probably doesn't know how annoying he was right there, but he denied it twice. This is pretty much about the most action that goes on in the first couple minutes. Is this probe denying minerals from drones, and the drones shooing it off. It's like, get away from me. And then the drones are like, okay. Thank you guys for tuning in here. Appreciate you guys. My name is Oral Rock. StarCraft casting is definitely a passion of mine, so it's always a great opportunity to cast some amazing pro players like Zest and Solar. He's gotten to see the drone go to the third. He really wants to see that. And he also probably wanted to see if there was a couple more lings being made, but no, it just looks like he was going to split off one of the lings, but the probe kept that at check, was able to show the adept where to go and how to zone that back. If you don't want to leave your second unit back, or even put your wall off a little earlier than usual, this is something that is good for you to do, is push those lings back home so you don't have to worry about them getting the scout into your main. Alright, very nice. This dangerous shade if that was to finish, because the Zerglings were already on top of that. Oh, you cannot cancel those creep tumors no more. Zest doing a very good job keeping these adepts alive. They only lost shields. We got a creep tumor already. Gonna use a shade back micro, forcing out a couple extra lings there, not too many more, so that's pretty good. We're gonna go with the Stargate this time though, and you know what, Zest is open double Oracle. He didn't make a Phoenix because he made a Stalker. So if this if the Overlord dives in deep, the Stalker will take care of that. There is no Spore here, just gonna zone with the 2 queens, and hey, almost doing a good job there. Actually doing a really good job there. The Oracle's really weak. It only gets 2 drones, so Solar having the right units in place, even though he didn't have a Spore. He did have the 2 queens there ready to zone. Now a 3rd queen and the Spore is on the way there. So looks like the natural might be pretty protected, even though you might come in with a 2nd Oracle. And there you go. Yep. Good focus fire from Solar there, getting the weak one even weaker. Showing that threat to Zest. There's a 14 lings on the way. You're probably gonna just be safe. He knows that you might want to shade in a couple of depths at this moment. Or he's gonna probably push. Oh, wait a minute. That's a lot more lings there. Solar making a decent amount of lings here, actually. But, hey, when you got oracles and the depths with a couple gateway warpins, I don't think any amount of lings is really that scary. He does have this +1 melee. I don't know if he's going to be using that. Trying to build up a crazy ling count. Yeah, Zest is going to have to get some choke points off here. And he's going to have to bring those oracles back. Solar is just making nothing but lings right now. And I think he's going to try to hit this +1 melee timing. And there goes the Nidus Worm. All the queens and lings are going to be very useful now. He's going to have to cancel this third. And he probably won't even get to see another third for a very long time, considering how aggressive Solar is trying to be right now. And we got a couple Archons warping in. There's 5 queens. 5 queens trying to defend this, but the Archons are going to be able to focus these queens down. We need another Archon here ASAP. The Oracles are out of juice. And the Nidus is being popped up in the main. The Lynx got +1 melee. That Archon still might not be enough. It's going to get surrounded as soon as it finishes. And it pops. Solar's actually committing to this like crazy. And he got the queens popping through the Nidus Worm, as well as more speedlings. The Oracles are out of energy. The queens are going to be able to shoo away the Oracles anyways. Another Nidus Worm coming in the main. Solar is actually just putting on the hurt right now, just making a bunch of units right now, and it's just pure Zergling Queen. He got melee, and you know what, it is literally just pure Zergling Queen. And I think the numbers are insane here for Solar right now. Zest has a good worker count. If he just stays alive and stays in the choke point here, he could probably do it, especially with a few more zealots warping in here. I don't know if Charge is done yet. Charge is finally done. Zest may be able to hold this, actually. Gonna lose the Oracle. The Archons are super weak, but the shield batteries are finishing. Oh my god. This is so close. These Archons are about to be recharged. The worker count is getting a little bit worrisome for Zest, but you know what? The unit quality is getting worrisome for Solar. If Zest can just find a way to push through some of these queens, but at the same time, I feel like Solar can just evacuate if he gets threatened here. The Zealots and the Archons Immortals just popping here. Zest might have actually done it. It's getting close. A couple more Zealot warpins, possibly. Oh man, the Spines won't be able to finish, actually. This is so close. I think Zest has done it. Oh my god, Zest is held. You gotta be kidding me. GG. Wow. Wow. The unit quality there was just slowly dwindling away. Wow, that was so fun to watch, actually. GG, man. Well, it turns out pure queens and lings can do good really early on, but once there's enough Archon, Zealot out, and a couple of Immortals, that it's really, really hard to win after that. Oops. All right. World of Sleepers. World of Sleepers. Wow, that was actually insane. Like, I thought Solar was about to break Zest. Like, it was really close, actually. But Zest, he stood patient. He made those shield batteries at the corner of his main. It was really, really close, honestly. And those shield batteries popped at the right time. Everything looked really, really good. He handled that well. Series tied up, 1-1. In the top, spawning in the blue, tying up the series, it is Zest. In the bottom, in the red, Triumphant Sun Gaming, Solar. Alright. What do we have here? Just a probe about to build a gateway, perhaps? Yep. Zest is not the type to be making cannons and stuff, rushing his opponent, but he definitely has it available up his sleeve in his repertoire. Definitely up his repertoire. Spawning pool coming down. The probe's gonna come in. See that the normal time gas and expansion, everything's looking good. I wonder if Solar is gonna try to be cheesy again. The Ling Queen Niduses are not necessarily what I like to see. I think it's hard to say though, because those, if they hit early enough, can absolutely do the job, right? But I think the Archon drop got to the other side of the map in an awkward timing for Solar. He lost a couple queens, and those Archons just never died. They got to pretty much come home and defend, and just absolutely snowball the defense eventually, because the actual attack was delayed. The attack was actually delayed. Alright, this probe might actually lose its life. Yep, the Adept cannot save it in time. Most likely not gonna let that shade finish off. Gonna meet up with the second Adept here. Usually you open Stalker. If you go 2 Adepts right after that to deny the Overlord from coming in deep, it will look like it's gonna be the Dark Templar approach again. Coming on in. Very nice target firing from Zest. Gonna use his Adepts very smoothly here. Oh, nice movement from Zest, but he is gonna lose one of those. If he would have got both of those alive there, that would have been crazy. Keeping the worker count very, very even. Gotta keep the Zerg honest here. Third base will just be finishing up here soon. No spores yet, because he hasn't scouted anything that he needed the spore for, technically. Can he assume? Maybe, but you don't really know. Could be double Stargate back there, you know? It could be Twilight Robo, or just the Robo, so he's not gonna just blindly make spores until maybe a few more seconds here. Gonna be sending those 2 adepts possibly to harass. Finally, the Zerglings scout the Warp Prism. Zest is just so on point with these build orders. Like, it's crazy. It's like almost what happened the first game. Like, you come with the adepts, you drop them off, you shade into the 3rd to harass. And there's only spores here, so there's not actual roaches this time, and there's not overseers. Gonna have to save that adept. No, he does lose 1 DT. Not able to save the DT. But the adepts come into the 3rd base, get 5 drones. Very nice. So the DTs caused a lot of chaos, while the adepts found an opening in the 3rd base. Gonna warp in another DT to try to sneak it possibly. Oh, gonna drop it off there. Maybe sneak into the main. Cheeky Dark Templar here. Absolutely just distracting him there. Oh yeah, that Dark Templar gets taken out on the ramp easily. Very nice micro from Zest. Gonna get a queen and then an overseer and then possibly another queen. Solar is making a lot of overseers right now, so he's planning on losing a lot of overseers to this drop, or overlords. But he also might be gearing up for an attack. He keeps making roaches, and he keeps making roaches. I'm really scared for Zest here. He's gonna have to put together a nice little defense back home to a counterattack. There's no spore here. Again, this Archon drop is gonna be able to just do so much. 1 queen here. Imagine if 2 queens were there. That would have been a dead prism. He is droning a little bit more. Roach speed is almost done. Roaches are still being made. Overseers as well being made. You don't want to get caught off guard with Dark Templars. Archon? Archon drops can really snipe overseers super fast. So having an extra overseer is very nice. But he's probably just sending it off here. He's chasing it. He's chasing it. That drop is chasing it. Nice little dead spot to hang out. He doesn't quite have speed yet, so this it's not gonna get all the way across the map there. If he had OV speed, would have been a different story for sure. Taking this forward third is a little scary, especially to massive Roach Ravager attacks. And I think Solar is at that point, stopping at 58 workers, making nothing but Lings and Roaches right now. I think he's going to actually want to attack here soon. Yeah, Solar's about to hit a timing with his +1 melee, I think. +1 range, I'm sorry. He got Roach speed already. Or, actually, that timing's not going to actually be a thing, and Zest is going to come hit his timing first. He doesn't have any type of upgrades, no +1, but he has a good positioning here with a lot of sentries and possibly just a lot of massive warpins. Finally adding the Forge now, he doesn't have +1, and this will be not a timing at all, just a moment in time that he wants to attack. Nice rotation here, but Solar's gonna hold it down at the top of this ramp. I really do like Zest just poking here, not overextending. Gonna see if he can get a bunch of units for free there, in which he does, just using force fields. Gonna turn around, force all those extra units, keep the worker count very honest for Zerg, and then continue to harass while you upgrade and macro at home. Everything's looking good for Zest so far. Didn't overcommit. Very, very mature of him to, you know what, if you don't feel like your attack's gonna work, well, don't do it. But now, with all these units, Solar's like, hey dude, you didn't finish your attack. Let me go over across the map and do that favor for you. But Zest is just here with sick positioning, like making a bunch of units here, and his supply is nothing to laugh at. He has just as much supply. But it will be, you know, it looks like Bane speed is being researched here. And you know what? When you're on 200 supply, Ling Bane Ravager, and the Protoss doesn't have Storm, and he has this many Zealots. Oof, is it really scary for Protoss? But you know what? Knowing Zest and his micro, it's not something that you're going to be like looking at and say, yeah, you know what? He's going to lose that, because he can hit some sick force fields here. He could tank with the Archons very nicely. Yes, if the Zealots all get wrecked into Banes, it's not going to be great. Using this opportunity to come on up, finding this army out of position, Zest. The Ravagers all in front here, getting wrecked by the force fields and the Archons. I really think Zest took an amazing fight so far. And the Banelings to the bottom of the field getting, you know, negated by the Zealots. And the force fields and a bunch of Immortals here. We have at least 5 Immortals here. And none of them are actually weak at all. And we're going to warp in some more Archons. Zest is finding a very good positioning here after tanking all those Banes. Wow, this is going to be super close here. And I wonder if he's ready to take this fight. He finally moves everything from being in the concave hold position. And the Archons are just super healthy. Immortals in the background. Charge lot reinforcements. I think Zest has done it again. This is absolutely crazy. The fights and the way that he took this fight was just so good. The drones being pulled here. 4 Immortals still in the back. Only 3 Ravagers to Solar's name right now. He might have to call the GG. Oh my goodness. Zest with the sickest attack. Getting it done. Oh man, that game was insane actually. Like, whew. I didn't know, man. I think the way he pulled those Banelings down to the 4th base, and then the Ravagers were stuck on the ramp with no fodder in front of them, so the force fields and the Archons just absolutely wrecked everything. Oh man, dude, Zest, he literally just finessed that situation super nicely. Very nice. GG to Zest. Not enough Banelings. Not enough Banelings. You don't often say that versus a Zerg player, but there was just not enough Banelings. Thank you guys so much for tuning in here on the Afrika TV. Zest is up 2-1 right now. In the bottom, in the blue, plain Zerg, it is Solar. In the top, in the pink, plain Protoss, it is Zest. This makes me feel good to see Zest doing well in PPZ. I've been on the record for being critical of Zest versus Zerg in the past, but you know what? Who wasn't struggling versus Zerg in the last year, I would say, before this patch? Let's just be honest, you know? So I guess I can't hold that against him. too much longer. He has been doing well. I know he's won Olima League recently versus Sue, even wrecking people like Ragnarok. So playing against Ragnarok and Sue, I really think prepared him for games like this versus Solar. I really do think so. It does seem like it's going to be kind of the same openers at the moment. Well, actually, this pull is a little bit earlier than normal. Zest sees that though, and it's only 4 lings. I'm not really sure. So Zest feeling confident to stick around, see how many lings. Okay, there it is. He sees the 4 lings and the drone going to expand. Very nice. It's gonna send out the adept, but trick Solar to. Oh no, not so much of a trick. He let the shade finish, but the Overlord doesn't know if it's here still or if it's really finished. One Zergling moving around the map. Not sure if it's going to be able to slip in time. Let's see if Zest is on top of that with his second unit or his probe to block off. But he might just send that second unit across. Wow, actually making that shade finish there. Gonna get 1 Zergling. Not in time there to get a second unit. Is a Stargate opener for Zest. Pretty normal here. Oh, 2 gateways. I'm assuming this is gonna be some of that pressure with some oracles. He's gonna get these 2 gateways. Last time I see him make 3 gates off a Stargate is when he makes 4 Phoenix. He does a 4 Phoenix opener. But since he opened oracles already, I don't see that. I don't see him opening more Phoenix. Lifting up the Queen. Gonna try and get some drones here, only weakening some drones halfway there. Not gonna be able to get the job done. But hey, you're gonna go in there. Yes, and this is what I expected. Just a slight adept pressure here. Gonna just go with 4 of them. Lifting Queens, zapping drones in the main. Sniping drones at the 3rd with a shade in, possibly. Let's see. Oh, 3 more adepts and a 3rd oracle. Zest gonna come on in, lift another queen, and then just focus a queen, period, with the oracles. Very nice micro here. Gonna get away with both oracles indeed. The adepts possibly getting shoot off in the middle though. 3rd oracle finally gonna come meet up with everything else. He has full energy. The other oracles are super weak. And oh my goodness, this is a nice adept account here. Solar's gonna have to respect that, in which he is making roaches. And then a 4th oracle stays home to defend. Zest making a lot of adepts and oracles this game. A 3rd oracle gonna be able to focus down a queen and focus down a 2nd queen. Not gonna let that shade finish. Gonna stop here at the 3rd. And oh my god, Zest builds are actually crazy right now. He's just throwing adepts at his opponent here, getting a lot of drone kills, but he's gonna have to be careful with the counter attack. Is he making immortals at home? That's the question. And oh man, 9 drones going down here, shading into the main as well. Finally making some immortals. Got the third base pumping up. Recalling some adepts from the main there, and gonna turn around with the oracles, still having 2 oracles alive, 52 workers, over 50 drones of Solar. Solar's gonna have to make, oh man, tanking with the spore, tanking with the Phoenix from the spore, that is, getting the oracles in there for another 2 kills. That Spire coming down for Solar. He's gonna have to look for a way to grab the temple back for him. And you know what? The Spire is the perfect choice, because he knows that he needs to grab some tempo back from this game. Possibly snipe some workers. Force out some units that Zest don't want to make, like Stalkers. Make shield batteries and cannons where he doesn't want to make them. Spire is a great choice for that. Alright, things are kind of slowing down here right now, stabilizing if you will. And listen, Zest is already on top of the cannon defense. Oh, it's just at his third, maybe just for run bys. Not really worried about Mutalisk quite yet. Possibly going to hit a timing here with +1 in charge. So he's just going to add a bunch of units. These oracles are still doing work. 3 more drones being killed. The Phoenix is still alive. It's lifted so many queens. It's seen so many spores to the face. But it's just still alive. And you know what? As I suspected, Zest moving on out preemptively for this +1 timing to take effect. Making Archons. The Warp Prism will meet up with the army. And oh man, this is... The Mutalisks are popping. I think he finally got wind of that. Will be making cannons to defend the rest of his bases. But he has +1. He has a Warp Prism. I think he's ready to attack. The Mutalisks haven't crossed the map in time. I'm really scared for Solar here. Oh man, if these Banelings don't connect into the juice of the army and these sentries, it's going to be super scary here. And as a matter of fact, it's only 3 sentries. It's not that much force fields. If Solar gets a good connection here, oh, he is going to lose the 4th base. But I think he could have probably defended there. But not going to take any chances. He doesn't have this +1 melee done quite yet. And he doesn't have bailing speed. And you know what? That's a pipe dream at this point. He's going to have to go with or without it at this point. Zest splitting off his concave here. And he... pulling back the Zealots so that the Banelings don't get maximum damage here. And you know what? They found the Zealots coming from back. Oh, they run into Banelings, but there's just so many Archons here. And Zest coming around with the surround. GG Zest. Absolutely demolishing Solar right now. 3-1. Oh my goodness, so far. Zest in full control of this series. Just hitting Solar with so many different builds. Solar's gonna have to switch it up. He can't just be taking this demolishment to the face right now. He maybe throw some cheeses, maybe open a little less standard. Who knows? Because right now, Zest, he's finding ways to get it done. He's finding ways to get it done. All right. We got the lobby made up. I'm so responsible. I'm such a great admin and caster. Oh, jeez, Louise. We gotta go from Solar, and we gotta go from Zest. Let's go! Alright, Solar picked this map. We're on Zen. First 1 to 5 wins this show match here. In the top, spawning in the blue. In full control right now, it is Zest. In the bottom, possibly needing a resurgence in this series, it is Solar, the Zerg player. It looks like he's going for hatch first on this map, but Zest is already crossing the map with his probe. Can he deny the expansion? Not in time. Solar going for the 15 hatch. Zest doing what he can to literally come over as quick as he can. You know what? That little charge lot immortal force that was on the top right side of Triton, that came from the bottom to flank Solar's army after Zest revealed his main army on the top ramp. It's like Solar didn't even see the Zealot Immortal squad come to flank them and become like force fields. That last game was insane, the way that Zest set up that engagement. He's one of the best at setting up engagements and just engaging, you know? He's really good at hold position, really good at just microing perfectly, putting his units in the right position. Probe being annoying, trying to get some lack of mining here from the drones. It's working. It's doing what it gotta do. That's how you justify sending such an early scout sometimes. You have to just be annoying with that probe and pull other guys off the lines for your opponent and whatnot. Won't let that finish. Got a nice choke point there so he doesn't get surrounded. But hey, you don't want to take shield damage unless you have to. That's what the Queen's there, to put early shield damage onto the depth so that the Zergling surrounds can kill it quicker. Finally, out of all these games, the two Lings finally get to go around and possibly get a nice scout off here. The Stalker not rallied quite in the right spot. Two Zerglings gonna be annoying in the main here. Gonna also scout the Stargate. They do get a drone and pull probes off the line, but the two Zerglings do die. There's another probe just out here. The wall off's not complete yet, and the Zerglings got speed and they're looking for this adept. The adept will lose its life, but give time here for the wall off to complete. Oh, nice save. Oracle finally coming out here. Spore is being finished, so depending on the Queen rotation here, Oracle shouldn't find much damage. Maybe like one drone or two. Gonna go for the creep tumor. Very nice. It's always so empowering to kill those things now. because you know they can't cancel them. So it's like almost more enticing to go after creep tumors. Like, haha, I gotcha, Zerg. You couldn't cancel that one. Guaranteed kill for me. And it's like when you kill creep, it's just something that happens deep inside your soul that's just, it just tickles you. It's just satisfying to kill creep. Who knows if it's worth the energy, right? But it gives you the peace of mind, and that's all you need sometimes. Making a 4th Oracle, Zest. He doesn't make Phoenix when he makes 4 Oracles, and I like that because he makes a Stalker. Stalker zones the Overlord, so they can't come in deep to scout. Zerglings are definitely outside of the 3rd there, but they're not a threat as much as there's like Oracles everywhere. They're not a threat, you know? But 4 Oracles is definitely a threat. Like, anything beyond 1 Oracle is a threat. Hell, even 1 Oracle is a threat. Shit. Oh, the micro from Zest here is amazing. Getting 5 drones. Losing out on the HP of about 2 of them here. Oh, damn. Solar going for the infestation pit. I think I know what we're going to see this game. And it might be Swarm Host, and it may or may not be Nidus as well. Oh man, the infestation pit really does lean towards the Swarm Host style. He doesn't have the Roach Warren yet, or he does, but he just hasn't made roaches quite yet. I want to see if he's gonna make roaches now. There they are, and then Swarm Host as well. Will the Nidus come down though? I'm pretty sure he has to drop a Nidus with this. Stasis Ward up the top, getting only 1 drone. Nice scout from Zest. He's gonna see the roaches and he's gonna see the infestation pit. That Oracle's going down for sure. Cute Stasis Ward placement, very cute. Not gonna get the job done though. Roaches are being made, upgrades are coming. Solar's probably set on his drone count now. He's just gonna be massing units from here on out. I'm very interested to see when he makes this Swarm Host. Oh, nice catch there with the corner drones and the Queen. Also saving the Oracle with that stasis because the Queen that was focusing it also got frozen. And there it is, 11 Swarm Hosts in the production tab. Solar's not effing around right now. He has a Ling up here. He's going to be dropping a Nidus worm here to get Swarm Host to go into the main. And he got this whole bottom side to throw in Locust as well. He got Lings here. He got a Ling there. The Nidus worm is finishing up. The Swarm Hosts are popping. You know what? Zest is pretty set up though. I don't know how successful this is going to be. He's already got access to Archon Immortal and Templar. All he needs to do now, because not sure how many Oracles are alive right now, but he needs to keep those back to spot, save some energy to take care of some Nidus worms. He possibly needs to make a War Prism if he doesn't have one yet, so he can escort Immortals and Archons over here and over here to deal with such harassment. There is the Prism finally, and the first sign of the Nidus worm. Zest is on top of it right now, but that is 11 Swarm Hosts. They're gonna get some damage done. The question is how much and where does he send them? He's going to the natural. Will he right click the Nexus? Oh my goodness. Oh, Zest getting half of those stasis. What a madman. That was such a good play there. Solar not quite seeing that, and as well as Zest finally coming over here with the main army. He knows that the Locusts are on cooldown, so he probably came to attack. And Solar wasn't quite looking either, else he probably would have just let one Locust trigger that And I don't know, this army's a little bit too big from Solar here. You can't stutter step into that, Solar. There's a stasis there. Oh my goodness. But still, having enough Locust here for at least another 10 seconds. Zest is just not playing around with these army fights. He is down in supply, but it is a lot of swarm hosts right now that's pretty much on cooldown. Again. Very nice micro from Zest, keeping the weak immortals alive and able to kill the Roach Ravager that he surrounded with the Stasis Ward. There's no sentries here, only one sentry, not a lot of energy left. I don't know about this army fight for Zest. It looks like he's just starting to lose a lot here. And the Swarm Host off cooldown again. The Locust pop. 2 Archons getting severely weakened, as well as another Immortal. But it just looks like the Immortal coming from the behind here, running into the Queen and not targeting Roaches, not being super optimal there. We will get the 4th base. Zest is just down in so much supply. I think Solar has this game in the bag as long as he doesn't throw absolutely his whole army like Zest just did. Oh yeah, I think this one is for Solar for sure. He just has so much supply, so much to work with. Zest has a good worker count, but he just doesn't have enough here to kill the army of Solar. Like the Roaches and the Swarm Hosts, as soon as he gets on top of this 3rd base, I don't know how he trades efficiently here. He's gonna need a lot of Warp Prism play here. There's no Storm, so the Archon juggle is gonna be absolutely key here. Baiting the Swarm Host down there, very nice. But the Locusts are gonna zone the Archons away from the 3rd. The army will recall, very nice. Zest buying a lot of time to have these Locusts pretty much not be in the fight here. But with that being said, Solar just has too much standing army as well. Those are some very nice force fields there. But the Roach and Ravager count is no joke right now. He doesn't even need the Locust to pretty much trade good here. Oh, the Locusts, they're doing their job very nicely here. Gonna be able to take out the mineral line and possibly weaken a lot of the 3rd. So many probes going down. GG! Zest gonna have to call it there. Not having enough to keep up with the swarming Zerg, Nidus, and Swarm Hosts left and right, top and center. Well, at least Solar ain't going down 4-1, you know, it would have been really scary for him. That would have been scary, dude. Trying to see what map we got. Gonna ask Zest what he wants to do. Simulacrum. Simulacrum it is. Let's see. Okay, yeah, that's it. Pretty sure I got it. There it is. Go, go. Two minutes. Zest needs 2 minutes. No big deal. The game was crazy. Last game, he made 4 oracles. He did a lot of damage with them. But you know what? It was just that attack at the third. He lost too many zealots. When you're up against swarm hosts, it's just pretty much every 30-second counter really starts to snowball if you don't get the damage done that you want to get done, you know? Bear with us here. Zest got... Alright, there we go. Zest needed 2 minutes. Make sure you guys hit up that Matcherino, add the code in. If you guys really want to support the players, it's free to add $1 to the prize pool. Maybe someone in chat can help you with that. Very nice. Zest still leading in the series, but the person in the bottom, in the blue, playing Zerg, his name is Solar. He is ready to come back here. In the red, playing Protoss, it is Zest. Been religiously leaving this probe down here on patrol until after that finishes, so you can make the gateway, send the probe to scout. He hasn't run into a 12 pull yet, so I'm wondering maybe later in the series, maybe Solar's gonna pull it out. Maybe later in the series he's gonna bank on Zest not to scout. Who knows, really? But I do think he's gonna be trying something different eventually. It's a best of 9. You don't want to be pulling out the craziness too early, you know? You want to feel it out, see how you do in the regular macro games, and then see where the weaknesses are for your opponent on the other side. Religiously, you need to harass with this probe. Zest stays on top of his build orders so nicely when he does this. When I do this, I'm just floating 400 minerals with a late Nexus and Cybercore, so I don't recommend this to any low GM players. Four Zerglings about to be made here for Solar. Four Lings popping out. 2 to zone the probe. 2 to go around to scout. Third base coming on up. Ooh, we want to watch Zealots fight Hydras. Well, you're in the right place. Zest and Solar have been going at it. Although Solar hasn't been making Hydras. He hasn't got on the Hydra train yet. It's a lot of Lingbane Ravager, a lot of roaches. First game was just pure Queens and Lings in a Nidus Worm. Leaving that adept back home, actually. It usually meets up with the first adept, but when you know the Zergling goes around, you gotta leave that adept back home. He did open with the Phoenix, so he is gonna take out the Overlord. Twilight, nice and early here. It looks like Zest is gonna make a Phoenix to kill the scouting Overlords. Make an Oracle to make it seem like he's gonna keep going down that Oracle path. But really what it's gonna be is just one Oracle and one Phoenix into a Resonating Glaives Adept attack. He's probably gonna be hitting with anywhere from 8 to 12 Adepts in the mid game here. He might actually push out with a few Adepts a little bit before the Glaives finishes, just to force out some more units. Keeping that Phoenix on patrol here, very nice, honestly. He's gonna see if anything's coming out that he needs to be worried about. So yeah, first you come with like 4 Adepts. You don't do much. You just try to force a little bit extra units here. And it works. Like, boom. 8 things being made here. Stasis Ward coming out into the main. Zest is just all over the place right now. Making more Adepts. Oh, that's a nice number right there. That's 12 right there. That's definitely 12 Adepts. And there is Banelings already done here. Zest is gonna have to split. They're not speed Banelings. These Adepts got Glaives though, so they're gonna probably trade decently. But Solar getting on top of these Adepts early on here. Not really losing too many drones. Solar doing a very good job here, but Zest indirectly doing the drone damage, making all these Lings cause Solar to really stay low with the drones. They're both still pretty tied in the drone department. Now Solar finally ramps up there, and he is making more Banes and Lings at the third of Zest right here. And it looks like Zest doesn't really have much of a defense here. A lot of sentries. Gonna have to protect themselves here with force fields. 15 seconds of just tickle beams. Alright. We don't have oracles this game. It's a lot different. It's just gonna be gateway units here. But Glaives is done and sentries are good when it comes to just Ling Bane. So this should be enough. Zest should be fine for now. But he's so far behind in the worker department that he has to push soon, or else I'm really scared for him. Forcing out 4 force fields at the other side of the map here. Oh man, the Oracle gonna get taken out here. Zest with an attack here. Just gonna be a Resonating Glaives Immortal Sentry push. And it looks like, yes, this is super all in. He's not making any more probes here. And he's going to need to hit some beautiful force fields here. Because, oh man, is he not trapped now. Oh, it's just pure Zergling Bane. Ravagers are finally coming out now. I think Solar has enough to push this back. Zest is in a lot of trouble. It looks like the Immortal Crab walking to his death. Not sure what it was doing. And 3 Adepts gonna shade into the main here, and it looks like Solar's en route to tie up this series in game number 6 here. Wow. GG. Zest caused the game. Solar tying up the series. We're going to game number 7. Wow, this best of 9 is lit right now. Best of 9 is crazy. Which one's the last map? What map didn't we use? Not sure. World of Sleeper Zen. Eternal Empire. Pretty sure it's this one. Yes, Eternal Empire. Alrighty, here we go. We're on Eternal Empire, game number 7. It's the last map of the pool. And then we start to go back to loser's pick. Back to loser's pick. No. Alright, tying up the series there with some nice defense and counter offense. Triumphant Suns Gaming, Solar. In the top, in the red, it is he who is best. It's Zest. Not quite sure about that adept attack last game, but you know what? It wasn't a bad build. It was just he ran into Bailings, unfortunately. Zest going to go gas first here before Gateway and not scout until after core. Nice switch up here. He has learned that Solar has been pretty greedy. Not greedy, but macro oriented. Because when you go hatch first all the time, there's no need to actually scout that. You could play reactively against that with a build like this, where you go gas first and possibly just get out of earlier tech building, like early Stargate, Warp Gate on time, and Adept all at once. Or you can just go for a Rowboat Twilight just to get that early up. Just having the gas early on really helps smoothing out some build orders. Oh man, Zest is not even gonna scout, period. Like, at all. And it's like, what a good call, dude, because Solar went 3 hatcheries. Everything's looking normal. I mean, he doesn't know that, but it was just a really good call. Calculated risk, good gamble from Zest. It's gonna pay off. You play someone 7 times, you know, they haven't cheesed you. It's a good calculated gamble to, like, assume they won't cheese you again, you know? They won't cheese you the next game. This is going to be his first scout / information coming across the map here. Maybe finish it? Nope. But he will go deep onto creep here. Nice focus here. Zest causing chaos here. Very nice with one adept. Forcing a Spore to cancel, a Extractor to cancel. Some Lings to get killed there. The adept gonna go back home here. Phoenix will be taking care of this Overlord. Oracles will be chrono boosted out. I wonder how many he's gonna make. Will he stop at 3 or make 4? I think 4 is a good number, but 3 is pretty standard as far as like keeping your third safe, denying any Ling Bane attack, any Roach attack. Really, really safe, especially when your Robo is delayed. Oracles in the sky, they're just so good. .410 Robo here. Drones coming out. Spores defending with the queens in the positions. Solar is just a happy camper so far. Not really having to do too much defense. But that's going to change here soon. Double Oracle coming in. He will stop at 2, it looks like. Going to Sentries and Robo play. Probably get his Twilight Forge pretty soon here. Yep. $18 Zerglings. He may be doing this +1 attack thing again. Okay, 20 Zerglings. This is a little bit worrisome. Like, why is he making 20 Zerglings for? Does he want to attack the Phoenix coming on in to weaken some Overlords? This is nice because they zone Overlords back to the house, right? Back to Zerg. He will be droning up behind this, but with the shield battery there, he's not going to be able to do much. Gonna recall the Oracles as well. These Zerglings are pretty much not going to do much. Just gonna wait to turn on the energy of the Oracles. Save that. No need to overreact if the Zerglings aren't committing, because they could just run away, right? So you don't want to just turn on your Pulsar Beam. Phoenix. See, this Obi's a little bit out there, but if the Phoenix was still out here doing its job, it would pretty much be pushing all the Overlords away from the dead space, allowing stuff like the Prism to get in position or even sneak by certain areas so he can do backstabs with Zealots or Adepts like this. Zerglings out of position, so these are definitely gonna find some damage here with 2 drone kills, 3, possibly 4. Gonna cancel the shade and get picked up by the Prism again. Nice harassment from Zest here. The Oracles in back of the natural. This is just an Overseer, not a drop. So he will be follow-up scouting. Good job from Solar. Nice Zergling split here. Zest getting that value, not losing any one of those Adepts yet. Queen's in beautiful position from Solar. Doing such a great job. Zest will be getting Templar in a 4th base now. It looks like he might want to go for some Storm here. Yep. Unless he was going to make Archons there. Wow, I never seen Templars kill Zerglings before. That was amazing. Everything's looking awesome for both players right now. Just gotta see when it's actually gonna turn on its head. Nice revelation from the Oracles. Now Solar knows about these stasis wards, so he's gonna come on over with the Ravager Ling Force. The Oracles don't have energy to focus any of this anymore. Oh, the Zerglings are getting on top of the High Templar, and Storm is not done, and the Sentries were out of position. Just is not so good right now for Zest. Even though the Archons are going to be able to do work and stay alive, he did not want to turn those Templar into Archons. He has Storm finishing. They had so much energy. He has to cancel the 4th base. Solar actually making nice play there. Very nice play. Forcing those. Also, nice play from Zest to wall this with 3 gates. Put a pylon back here. You don't want to be worried about banelings busting through a pylon or anything, so you put your heavy duty buildings there. You see that? That's what would have happened. If the pylon was here, those banelings would make those buildings look like absolute junk. A lot of Zerglings. Very good job from Zest. Knowing the map, knowing what Zergs like to do. Baneling run-bys. Spire is finishing. And Ling Bane Hydra Ravager into Spire here. Oof. Solar is pulling out all the tricks right now. Zest doesn't have cannons in his mineral lines right now. This is really, really rough. This area here is beautiful. Beautiful setup, honestly. This being pretty much walled off here with some storms available just in case anything wants to pass through. Beautiful, beautiful setup there. It's gonna be all about the storms here, all about the force fields, and on the other side, all about the baneling connections. Can Solar hit the baneling connections that he wants? The Oracle's gonna be annoying from the sky, focus firing all that it can here. Storm's gonna zone everything away. You know what? Not making Mutalisk. Solar actually rushing into Hive and rushing into Broodlord tech here. Gonna keep this 4th base at bay. Gonna keep Zest canceling this over and over. The creep tumors are already at the front of this 4th base. This is not something that you want to be dealing with as Protoss right now. The creep spread is amazing from Solar right now. The creep spread is just absolutely everywhere. Using Overlords to spread more creep. Holy crap, Solar is actually on another level to this. This game is just coming in from so many different angles here. Gonna hit some nice storms. Nothing in the front that really takes a lot of damage to the Bane, so the value is just amazing there for Zest. Canceling this 4th over and over. And you know what? Normally I would say it's not too efficient. But Zest, he's already on top of the Tempest transition. You gotta be kidding me. He didn't even scout anything. And he's just on top of the transition of Tempest right now. He knows. Like, he knows Solar. Oh, jeez, dude. This is crazy, actually. This one Archon is really, really ballsy to come out here and try to deal with the creep. But it worked. No Prism Buy to keep it safe. And no Lings or anything to surround it or punish that. Oh, there's like 7 or 8 Broodlords right now on the map. And does Solar know? Oh my goodness, the splash damage killing a Templar from the Banes. He will be sieging slowly across the map with the Broodlords. Solar looking to pounce. But already there is 7 or more Tempests on the map already. Zest is just ready for this. But will he be ready for this? It's like you need to be able to kite with these units. Nice. Gonna have to zone the Corruptors. The Corruptors are the threat to this right now. Oh, nice focus fire from Zest on all the Broodlords. And the Corruptors coming on into focus fire. And it looks like the storms are coming on down. But the Banelings gonna threaten the Templar to force them to morph into Archons. And it looks like the Broodlords will get taken out. But all the Corruptors eventually will take out the Tempest as well. And even though they're weak, they can turn into Broodlords and be fully 100% healthy. Now all I'm thinking is, does he have time to make Broodlords? Or is Zest just ready to pounce across the map here? And oh my goodness, and the Tempest and the Broodlords just traded each other out. And the whole ground army for his is just disappearing right now. Solar gonna spam a lot of banelings here. The Zealots are in the front. Very dangerous moment for Zest. If these storms aren't big, this is gonna be so scary right now. Getting 2 storms out of 1 Templar, very useful. The baneling is gonna finish the deal though. Oh, this is crazy. I don't see any broods being made. There's 2 broods finished. 2 more broods gonna pop. 4 broods total. A lot of Zealots on the floor, but the baneling's gonna clean everything up. Solar's gonna definitely win this game. Cleaning everything up on the floor. 4 brood lords and only 4 archons left. GG from Zest. Solar taking game number 7. GG. Wow, dude. Whoo, it's 4-3 now. Will Solar get the 5-3 score? Oh, man. Still loser's pick. He likes Nightshade. That's the first map I picked. He likes my maps. Zest needs to come back here. He needs to come back here. For the sake of this show mash. The other casters are not here? Alright, everything ready. Yeah. Game number 8. Game number 8. Put your hands together for game number 8. Solar got 4, Zest got 3. Let's hopefully Zest can actually even this out so we can get game 9. In the bottom in the pink. Needing this game or he loses. It is Zest. In the bottom in the red, showing resilience. It is Solar. Zest is gonna gateway scout this game. He's not gonna do any greedy gas first, no scout. No gas first, no scout. Everything's good so far. Appreciate you guys watching. Thank you guys for tuning in to the best of 9 here. We have Alpha X Pro Series 146, Solar versus Zest, Zerg versus Protoss. I am Oral Rock. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you guys. We do have a winner's interview, if I'm not mistaken. Winner's interview featuring Haji-san later. Be sure you stay tuned for that. Alright, everything's all good. Gonna be able to see what tech we got from Protoss here. Adept Stalker or Adept Adept? Stargate or Twilight? Usually it's one or the other. Sometimes Robo, but Zergs have been really good at holding these Robo pushes. That is pretty late to not have tech right now. But I'm pretty sure Zest went Cybercore before Nexus. That's why his Nexus was a little delayed, but his Adepts are across the map so fast right now. So he did opt for the core first. It does slow down your economy a little bit, but to be honest with you, it gets you map presence and pressure a lot faster. It does look like we're going to be Dark Templar harassing this game. Adepts coming into the back of the natural. Gonna get one drone. One drone there. And some lost mining time. Not bad. Both of them lost a worker though. The two Zerglings got a worker in the main of Protoss, and the two Adepts got a worker in the natural of Zerg. So, you know, an eye for an eye, or a worker for a worker, as we like to say it. Solar is making the Roach Warren at a nice timing here. No spores quite yet, but depending on this layer timing, he might have an Overseer in time for the DT harass. Solar actually didn't find this yet. Usually the Zerglings find that. It is just 3. Yeah, this is Zest's special 3-gate version of this. He sends the DTs and the Adepts in different areas. Will definitely get a queen here. Awesome. There's no spores. There's no spores yet. But the Overseer is in good timing here. Very good timing. Gonna pick up the Dark Templars. Come down to the third here. The Overseer is lagging behind, but it will be able to get some vision of the Dark Templars for the Ling Roach here. Just 2 drones, nothing crazy. But at least Zest doesn't lose anything. And Solar did a very nice job defending. With that all being said, Forge and the third Nexus comes down here for Zest. Immortals being produced, because you normally force roaches with this build. Zest always doing a good job of making workers. Transferring those over now. We'll harass again with Archons and double Adept. Good vision. Good vision with this one Ling. When does he see that? Okay, barely being able to catch wind of this. Right at the bottom of the map, the Overlord, I mean. With really good vision. Gonna focus the Queen since it is a threat for the Prism. You could just pick up the Archons and just sit here pretty much if the Queen's not there. So that's why the Queen's always priority in that situation. Since he didn't make spores either, so he has a lot of room to finesse with this Prism. Getting on top of those Adepts is Solar, catching them with the Speedlings. Very nice. Ooh. 3 drones, 4 drones. Nice Archon harass there, getting 4 drones. Third base is healthy. A lot of workers and gateways. Bailings are being made. Speed and +1 melee is coming down here. It looks like Solar is getting ready for attack timing. But he is still making drones. And He's taking that 4th base. Hey, +1's also finishing for Protoss here. Oh, contaminate on the Immortal, 99% done. Wow, Solar, he's such a madman. Solar. It looks like there's no timing from Zest. He will just get +1 shields and a 4th base. He won't be attacking when +1 finishes. Adding 4 shield batteries here. He has the feeling that an attack is underway. I like the 4 shield batteries, but I don't like the positioning. Considering he's up against Ravagers and Banelings, clumping up your structures like this is not very good. Bios just landing right in the middle actually just weakens all 4 of those, and then Banelings running into that as well just weakens so much. 4 workers going down to these Baneling run-bys, and then it looks like Solar, he's pretty much getting ready to attack here. Will it happen before shields +1 and storm? I do not think so, but he has to go here soon now. Oh man, right before storm, can he do it? Oh, trying to hit force fields, but the Archons are gonna break the force field. 4 seconds left. Oh man, the storms are not done yet. They're finally completed, but there's no more force fields. The force fields actually get wrecked by his own Archons, and the Banelings coming on in and enforcing everything to kite backwards. And wow, Zest actually doing a good job of consolidating after all of that stuff. Looked very chaotic. There's no more Banelings with this army, and the shield +1 is, and the upgrades for Zest is actually gonna do justice. Wow, the good storms at the late moments there, and the Banelings didn't get the craziest shots. I'm so impressed with that defense from Zest. That was so scary looking. But he doesn't have that many storms anymore. Banelings could be made before storms can be made. Solar's gonna come in here again really fast. Okay, we do have some Templar building energy. This is really good for Zest. Solar really tried to end the game there, but he didn't allow it, man. Zest just didn't allow it. Archons just being a little bit too far forward broke some of the force fields, making that a little bit too close there. Nice storm from Zest. Gonna probably have to evacuate this 4th base. I will assume that he cannot hold that. But he's still doing good on the worker department. He actually got way more workers than Solar coming in, losing 5 drones. The Zealot run-bys is doing good. Zest actually has a better economy, and he sniped the base down here. Oh my goodness, Zest has actually been in the background. I'm sorry I haven't been catching everything. In the background, just really been able to tear Solar apart. Oh jeez Louise. This is what I like to see. He's throwing in the shield batteries. He's spreading them out a little bit now. This is way better of a positioning to have these in. As long as this prism is alive though, it's going to be very scary for Solar to move out and to do any damage against this army. There is no hive in sight. There is no infestation pit in sight right now. I think Zest knows where he stands in this game. I think as long as he builds up Archon Immortal Storm, he feels comfortable here. He should be in a great spot. Keeps this War Prism threat alive, and the main fight might actually go in his favor. I feel Zest is sitting in a really good spot to take this to game number 9. We'll see here. It's going to be all about execution. Zest got some Zealots here, warping it on another 3rd, and Solar's going to have to turn around, or just GG. He can't handle it. Zest pulling him apart. He has no economy to keep up. We're going to game number 9. Wow. Wow. That was insane. of Sleepers. World of Sleeper. World of Sleepers is what Solar wants. World of Zerk. World of Zerk. What the heck is this, dude? How do I leave this? Go from Solar, go from Zest. Game number 9, the ace match. It could not be any better than this. It's all the best of one right now. Best of one. Whoa. What happened? What happened? What? I'm not sure what happened there. We're tied up. 4-4 now. Four. Best of 9. So I'll end this best of 1 here. Oh man, what an honor it is to cast this best of 9. Thank you to Alpha X allowing me to do this. Thank you to the players Zest and Solar for putting up some amazing games. And thank you for the viewers all out there watching. There's a lot of Korean in chat and I love it. And one day I will understand it. But hopefully you guys are enjoying the cast, enjoying the games. Thank you so much. Down to the last game. In the bottom, in the pink, it is Zest. In the top, in the red, Triumphant Sun Gaming, it is Solar. Alright, World of Sleepers. Ace match. Probe coming on over. Gonna see the hatch first. What a game. What a series. What a series. Solar and Zest doing so good. Pretty much so evenly matched. I mean, when you get into best of 9 territory, it's definitely a battle of skill, battle of mind games, a battle of versatility. Who got the builds switching up, who scouts better. A lot of great things need to line up for you to win a best of 9. So with both players knowing this is the last game, right? What builds do they go for? Do they go for their best builds? Does Zest go for the Dark Templar build or the Oracle build? Because I know he's just as good with both of them. I'm going to assume he's going with the tried and true Oracle opener. That's his cookie cutter standard. You know, that's his safety blanket. All Protoss players' safety blanket is Stargate opener. As far as Zerg goes, is it going to be Lingbane Hydra? Is it going to be Lingbane Ravager? Is it going to be Roach Hydra Lurker? We have some options, but Solar has been opting to go for the Lingbane Ravager style. He kind of invented that years ago when Legacy first started coming out. And you know, the meta was not really sure. Solar actually created the Lingbane Ravager and Lingbane Hydra styles. And he kind of made them really powerful. But Protosses over time learn how to adapt. Previously, they just didn't know how to deal with something like that. But having a good Archon count and having good storms is definitely a big deal. I do like that Zest goes for +1 shields right after +1 attack. Especially knowing that he's really Archon focused. And even with the Zealots, they help out very well. Well, when it comes down to it, Zest is going for the Dark Templar drop. His tried and true. Thought it was going to be the Oracles. But who are we kidding? Zest loves this build right now. It is just the... It is the 4-gate version, so it will be Archon follow-up. Oh, sieging up right here. A little bit greedy. 4 queens gonna come on over. Adepts gonna find a nice positioning right in back of the Roach Warren. Solar kind of screwing himself over with this Sim City here. And you know what? These DTs. Oh, he's gonna be able to save the weakened DT. Very nice. Gonna recall the rest of them before the Overseer pops because the Prism was zoned way too far with not enough health. Very nice moves by both players there. And this Adept is still alive. Only getting 1 drone. With Focus Fire, he could have got a lot more damage there, but focusing on not losing his Prism and DTs is probably more important. When it's all said and done, Zest, he's always gonna put his money on a push, you know. I don't think he looks to play games where it's like, I'm gonna get Storm and Tempest and I'm gonna beat this Zerg in the late game. Like, I don't think he wants to do that. I think Zest, he knows what he wants to do. He wants to harass with Archons until he gets a good forage upgrade and a good position with his Immortal Sentry army to pretty much finish the deal. But Solar is gonna go up to the Swarm Host play again. The good old-fashioned Roach Swarm Host Nidus play that Zergs have been using for a very long time. It's something we've seen in BlizzCon and just the whole year prior to that. It's a very strong style. It got patched a couple times, but it's still really strong. So, you know what? Zergs honestly still use it, justifiably so. There goes the Swarm Host. No Nidus Swarm yet, though. And this is the map that Zergs love to use Roach Swarm Host on. And when you're a pushing Protoss like Zest, Roach Swarm Host is really good against that. You do have some moments of vulnerability when you're on cooldown. And Zest finally scouts this, honestly. He will be going into Storm now, so he's not going to push and try to end the game. He will be trying to withstand all the Locust waves. Alright, there goes one of the Nidus Worms, and Zest sees it. Storm is going to be done here pretty soon. We don't have any Templar though. So even though he has Storm, he has a few Stalkers in his army too. I'm not a fan of that. The DT going across the map. Zest is going to try and find some ways. Alright, there goes 1 Templar. There goes 2 Templar. Nice storms to weaken the Locusts right now. The Cyber Core gets taken out, as well as 2 Archons very quickly. Zest's main army actually taking a lot of Corrosive Bios to the face. Some Zealots being warped in with the DT. There is a Nidus popping up in the main. Zest is going to have to get wind of that. Does look like a DT tried to make its way in somewhere here. But, and there it is, going into the third base. Getting 4 kills right now. Zest doing work with that. A lot of locusts here in the natural. Zest on top of this. Gotta find Nidus Worm after Nidus Worm. And they just come up in opposite sides. The natural just gets sniped by a bunch of locusts. Another Nidus coming up to the north side of Zest's third base. The main army coming through the middle for Solar. Can Zest find this and trap it with some force fields here? Don't know if he wants to take this fight, but that's not a scary Zerg army considering the locusts are nowhere to be found. And the Zergling run by Solar catching this, but Zest is not turning around. It looks like he wants to go for the base race. It's about to get wild in game number 9, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, trying to find the Templar, but the Storms find the Roaches. And that might be a little bit too much of an overextension for Solar. He's move commanding right now. The force fields can trap all of this, but Zest is not actually using them. Wow, I feel like he missed an opportunity to catch all this. But maybe he's going to catch it no matter what. Without force fields, Zealots just catch all this off creep. It's insane. Oh man, Solar might have been overextending just a little bit there. He has so many swarm hosts, but they're not going to be great in a straight up fight. Especially if Zest is at his front door, nothing's going to come out of the Nidus Worm. I think Zest is actually in a good, crazy position right now. He has a lot of units, a crazy, crazy 6 standing army right now with a lot of storms as well. But Solar remaxing very nicely, very, very nicely. Has a lot of roaches to his name now. The storms are going to come down, very nice storms, but roaches are armored units, can care less about a couple storms. Zest is going to just try to make as many units as he can, and he's going to try his best to overwhelm and just win the fight and snowball from there. Economically speaking, he's not too far behind. Just Solar cannot be taking storms to the face like that. I know they're roaches, but there's Immortals and Ravage and Archons here as well. That 1 or 2 shots from them will finish the job on all the roaches. And I don't know if he has... Oh, we got one more storm. Zest hitting the most beautiful storms he can hit during this fight. And I think he will be overwhelming a little bit here. Swarm hosts are a little bit deceiving in supply here. Zest might be snowballing this in his favor here in game number 9. I don't know if the swarm hosts are going to come off cooldown. There they are finally, but you can just retreat from Zest's point of view and just warp prism micro. There is no spores here. Not many queens to focus the prism. Oh man, one more warping could do the job here. Oh my god, Solar focusing on the warp prism, and it seems like it's finally going to go down, but not before the warping actually completes. Getting on top of the swarm hosts here. Zest is going to focus them all down. This has got to be the closest game out of all 9 games right now. And a second prism comes out of nowhere. Going to pick up the Immortal. You got to be kidding me, Zest. Zest is actually a madman. He's finessing this like crazy. The charge loss on the Immortal is still alive. The corrosive vial is going to actually miss the prism. And the roaches finally pushing everything back here. The Immortal is still alive as well as the prism. But he just lost so many swarm hosts and drones. I don't know how much he has to his name right now. And Zest is still on 3 bases. He can pretty much produce a decent amount still. As far as Templars and Zealots go, he can make Archons and Storms still. Nidus Worm needs to be made again. It looks like Zest sniped the Nidus somewhere. And Solar is remaking the Nidus. He only has 3 swarm hosts to his name. He's making 6 more swarm hosts, which is honestly the right call. Like, you have to make the swarm hosts. This is crazy. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this crazy game. We're hitting 14 minutes. There goes the Nidus Worm again. There's no spore here, and there's a Dark Templar and some Zealots dropping off. Gonna focus on the Queen. Zergling's gonna tackle the fourth base a little bit here. A lot of locusts popping out there. Gonna try and snipe a natural here, but Zealots and Storm already here. Very nice. Gonna lose a probe or two here to his own Storm and Locust, but not a big deal. As long as he handles those Locusts. I don't know, man. I think Zest overextended when it's all said and done. But he still has Storms in his dreams, honestly. Oh, warping in at the third, but there's a lot of roaches to defend this, even with an Immortal coming down from the sky here. It looks like it's going to get picked off. Nope. Zest does micro that nicely, but as long as he sits back, the worse it's going to be for him. Using energy for free units is not necessarily what you want to do. Yes, it's free versus free, but it's 30-second cooldown versus like way more than 30 seconds of energy building up. So I don't know, it's pretty much 30 mana versus 30 seconds of cooldown. So I don't think that's sustainable for Zest, but he's looking to do the magic stuff here, you know. Solar has enough units back home defending and enough units to pretty much keep putting on the pressure. He doesn't need more than 40 something drones, honestly. Zest. Okay, this is the main fight. Zest's supply is not looking healthy right now. Solar it seems like he's just overwhelming right now, even with a lot of storms here available. The army supply is just almost double for Solar. Ravagers and Locusts, they're just so valuable. Prism is alive still. The Immortal does get taken out though. It's a little bit unfortunate. Storms will be able to take out the Locusts, but the Ravagers are gonna be jumping onto the natural, and it looks like Solar's back to 200 supply, and he has an Overseer with his army. DTs are not gonna be finding the victory here, and there's so many roaches here, and even though there's a lot of storms, it just looks like there's enough units here to tank everything. Zest is gonna have to call GG. Solar wins the best of 9 on World of Sleepers, finishing it off. Wow. Wow. I can't believe it. That's just amazing, honestly. Alright, I do believe we have a winner interview coming on up here. It's just a matter of time before we get into a Discord with Hajin-san and Solar. Okay. What voice channel do I have to go into? Okay, oh, we're gonna get into a call, it looks like. Awesome. Alright, let's see if we get Solar on the line here with Haji-san. Alright, no big deal. Get them questions. Get them questions down. Solar doesn't need translation because he's a boss at English already. Okay. Where we just need Solar in here then. We just need to get Solar on the line, guys. We got this winner interview about to kick off. Where is Solar? Maybe Solar forgot, but it's okay. We're gonna give Solar a couple minutes here. He's grabbing a toothpick, getting all the Protoss out of his teeth, so he can talk clearly, obviously.
Hello?
Hello, Solar. How are you doing?
Hello?
Solar,
Why?
can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you? I can hear you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Great, great. Those games were awesome. How did you feel overall about that?
It was hard. Top series for me.
Yeah, it went all 9
So,
games. Did you expect it to go all 9 games?
what do you mean? Online games?
Yeah, did you expect it to go all the way, or what was your prediction in your mind?
I thought I can win more easier, but our games wasn't that well for me, so I have tough series against him. But
Right.
it's okay. Anyway, I win against him, so
So,
it's
if I
fine.
asked you before the match started to predict your victory, what score would you have given?
My prediction before games,
Yeah, what would you have predicted?
I feel 5-2 or 5-3. I can predict.
Oh, okay, awesome. And I got a question about the first game. Zest, he likes to do the adept harass,
Yeah,
like DT drop, right?
yeah,
And
yeah.
are you familiar with this build that he likes to do it? Because you seem like
Uh,
you took no damage from it.
I think he's the only one that play.
He's the only one that does that.
Yeah, he's the only one does that. So it is really weird.
Yeah,
But
but you
I
took.
think it's very good build.
Yeah. You didn't
Yeah,
take
I
much
think.
damage from it though.
Yeah, I feel what that build does many harassments, so I feel it's very annoying. So I don't like that build that much.
Yeah. Well, you did very well, and you seem to be focused on Lingbane Roach Ravager. It looks like, right, in this
Yeah.
matchup. Do you think that's the best style, or how do you feel about lurkers?
No. I think I can play many styles, but
Okay.
especially against Zest, he's very like to play all in like in ZvP. He
Right.
never play late game. I feel.
Right.
So I tried to survive first against him. That's why I play that
Okay.
strategy mainly. Yeah.
And do you always feel like Brewlords is eventually the transition from there? Or you just
Yeah.
always go for 200 supply like Banelings?
I want to try Broadward, but some games I just try to give him more pressure. So
Yeah.
I did try both styles.
Okay, okay. How do you feel about the new lurkers and how this patch is going for Zerg right now?
New Yorker seems fine after I upgrade everything, but I feel when I make lurkers in layer tech, it's really shit because they have one less range.
Right.
Yeah, so I feel on layer tech, lurker is really trash. So
Okay.
I'm not that familiar with it.
So you like him when it's fully powered up with the Hive upgrade, the speed
Yeah,
upgrade and the range upgrade, then you
yeah,
feel comfortable, right?
yeah.
What do you feel about the Corruptor Viper stage of the game?
That is also good, but just never try late game against me, so I didn't try that.
So you don't even need it. Do you go into
Yeah,
that sometimes when you feel it's
yeah.
necessary?
Sometimes I play like that.
Okay, awesome, awesome. And do you feel more comfortable against the standard Protosses like Zest or like
I think
kind of like the all-in versions?
just is kind of tricky Protoss, but I feel standard Protoss is more harder against Zerg because now late game is good for Protoss. I feel
Yeah.
so if you stay safe and go standard, I think it's very hard to play against Protoss. So I think standard style is more hard for me.
Okay, you think that's more hard for you versus
Yeah.
something, say, like if you were playing Party
Uh,
Man, what if he cannon rushed you with a mortal shield battery? You think that's as hard, or you think it's easier to deal with that?
I think just style was more easy for me. Tricky
Zest?
style. I mean, tricky style is easy for me.
Oh, okay, so you don't mind getting cannon rushed or stuff like that?
Yeah. Ah, yeah. Ken Rush is also annoying, but he never played it, so that's more better for me.
Do you think it's stronger to do the cannon rush with immortals or just do cannon rush and like expand after the Zerg cancels their base?
I think Immortal is way more stronger than normal one.
Okay, cool. That's pretty crazy. The 9 games here were pretty insane. You seem to like default back to World of Sleepers. Is that your favorite map, or do you think it's just your best chance to win?
I think that map is only good berserk in current map pool. I
Okay.
really hate other all map pools
You
as a
don't you
Zerg,
you don't like Zen or Nightshade? Look like
for sure.
Pelos Roche
Yeah,
instances like that.
yeah, I don't like that.
You obviously still feel that Swarmhost Nidus is strong, right?
Yeah, that is still fine.
That's still fine. Where do you
Yeah.
think is the weakness to that build?
When I play Stormhost,
Yeah, is there no weakness?
just defend well. That is all.
Yeah. Okay, what is your goal with the first Swarm host wave usually?
I normally target Nexus, but
Okay.
normally Protoss put army on my locust, so I can kill it anyway.
Okay, yeah. So do you just take the trade no matter what it is?
Yeah, we can trade free, so we can
Yeah.
do, and if we can trade with anything, it's
Do
fine.
you never feel vulnerable for that 30 seconds of cooldown when they might be attacking you, or you just buy enough time to like wait for them again?
You mean Nidus?
The swarm host locust to come back off cooldown. Like say if they're attacking you after you just harassed them with the
Ah,
locust.
yeah, that's weakness. When if Protoss rushes to me when they don't have Rockers, it's really hard to defense.
Right, because then at that point it's just the Roach Ravager Queen, right?
Yep.
Awesome, awesome. Well, man, you showed some great games. Really do appreciate you coming on
Thank
for the
you.
interview as well. If there's anything you want to say to the fans or to anybody out there, you can say that now.
Thank you for my fans, and I will do better in the IEM World Championship.
I am World Championship. Awesome. Congratulations again on your victory here, Solar. Very well fought games. Thank you once again. Have a
Thank
great
you.
day.
Have a great day. Thank you.
Bye bye. All right. There it is, guys. Solar. You heard it from the man himself. Congratulations. Bye bye, guys. I think we're all set here. I'll double check with Sushi. Um, but yeah, Solar, pretty awesome to take time out of his day after that to get on and answer questions for us. Appreciate you guys again. Make sure you guys tune in, follow Alpha X everywhere. And yeah, I'm Oral Rock. You might catch me in the StarCraft community somewhere. Show love in the future when you see me. Peace, guys.